Okay, we're recording here.
1, 2, 3.
Welcome back to the Triple F podcast.
Oh boy, that one was better than the first, dude.
You really liked it?
Damn, boy. Hot damn.
It's funny how many, what's it been, like over a year now?
Yeah.
I guarantee 95% of the podcast starts with a clap and then one of us being like, whoa.
We were synchronized.
Oh, wow.
Well, we
that
really
was
figured it out
good. We
towards
really
the-
figured out how to clap at the same time.
Yeah.
How really impressive of us white guys to have a rhythm like that.
We're coordinated, dude.
Yeah.
So,
I got a built-in metronome.
I'm a goddamn athlete.
Okay.
I'm a mathlete. Have you guys ever heard of? Do you guys you know what mathletes is?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I wasn't a part of it.
What a crazy situation to be a part of.
Mathletes,
You know it-
a.k.a. like where all the Asian kids in your school do because they're the smartest.
You know what it makes me think of? You have you ever seen the movie Mean Girls?
Yes.
I saw it in theaters, by the way.
It's a great movie. Yeah.
Just
Really?
Just a flex on you
How
guys. real
old
quick.
were you?
Not old. My sister and
you must
her
have been
friends.
like 8.
You didn't get any of it.
I'm not gonna lie. A lot of it was pretty above my head at the
Yeah.
time. But yeah, I saw it in theaters.
Lindsay Lohan was
and
hot.
Dude, Lindsay Lohan is still hot.
Did you have a sexual awakening at 8 years old sitting next to your sister seeing Lindsay Lohan?
Sitting next to my stepsister?
Yo.
No, I didn't. But all of my stepsister's friends were prime material back
Dude.
then.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
There was nothing hotter than a sister's friend.
Yeah, the limit does not
Yeah.
exist.
The limit does not exist.
That's
yes.
what it makes me think of. Anytime I think of mathletes, I think of that, and I think of the sick Indian guy in that movie, who's just like super cool, but he's also like a mathlete, but he's always like busting rhymes on the girl.
Oh,
You
yes,
know what I'm
yes,
talking
yes. I
about?
know exactly
The
what you're
coolest
talking about.
character to ever. God damn it, dude! I wish I could remember one of his rhymes.
There's
I never saw
What is-
Mean Girls.
there's like on October 8th on October 8th he asked me what day it was or something like that. There's like a
It's
Facebook
not
day.
October 8th, but
Yeah, there's like a day that people post it. That's all I know. I mean, I've watched Mean Girls too many times for like me to try to be like
oh.
It's one of the the 8 movies that my wife watches repeatedly.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah,
never
yeah.
sat down to watch it, but like
I'm-
that, like 10 Things I Hate About
Yes,
You.
dude, my girl also loves the one with Heath Ledger's in it as well when he's
Women hit like 22, 23 years old and they go, these are the only movies I'll ever need. My wife will be flipping through cable and like that like Justin Timberlake, Mila Kunis rom-com will
Yes,
be on.
yep.
And she'll be like, ooh. And I'm like, you've seen this 1,000 times. I've seen this 1,000
to
times.
be fair, men have the exact same thing.
ours are just like Rocky.
I,
It's like, yeah, like,
I don't think
we're
there's
like
a single
flipping-
movie I've watched more or even equal to any of those movies.
You're
that
flipping
she's
through the channels. It's boring. There's no basketball. Nothing's on. You go by FX. You're like, is that Jason Bourne?
Yeah,
you're
dude.
telling me you don't go.
FX
All right.
FX was
I've actually never seen those
I mean,
movies,
neither
but I
did
was
I.
just trying to think of a good example, and
FX is
They're
the
good.
came up with a pretty bad one because none of us watched that.
I've
FX
seen
is
it,
the
but I
best
wouldn't.
for like movies though. Like when you'd
Fuck
watch
yeah, dude.
FX it was always
I think
great
that
for
was their
movies.
slogan.
We've got the movies, something, right? FX has got the movies.
FX
You're
got
thinking
the
of
movies.
Arby's.
We've got the meats.
We've got
I
the meats.
was.
Classic
mix-up.
classic Josh mix-up, mixing up Arby's for
The FX.
the TV channel FX. Yeah.
Josh thinks every slogan is Arby's.
McDonald's.
Josh is like, you remember like back in like the PS2, you'd load up Madden, it'd be like Arby's. It's in the meat. Yeah, dude.
Arby's.
It's always in the jingle of we've got them.
We've got
yeah.
You're like, dude, I just got some new Air Forces, dude. Just meet it. You're like, all right, man. I like this.
I
riff.
did just get a new pair of Air Forces actually.
There's a box for Air Forces.
Neither of
right
you
there.
guys said anything about them.
haven't
Actually,
seen
that's
them.
not true.
I
You
didn't
did.
see
wearing
you've been
flip-flops,
sitting
yeah.
down the entire time I've been.
I don't have them on.
Oh.
Oh, well then, you guys didn't notice that I bought them and never wore them?
All right.
You guys never check my Amazon history.
yeah.
I'll admit that was kind of crazy. I didn't think about that
Dude.
when I said it.
I was telling Matt about this. I got an MRI today, and I was getting it done, and they put me in this tube, and they put
Yeah, an MRI machine.
they put me on the MRI machine.
Yeah.
yeah. They put me in this weird tube.
They put me in a
And-
goddamn slip and slide with
And
no
dude,
water.
I'm like, I guess I'm like, I didn't realize this about myself, but I'm like claustrophobic.
Oh, I'm super
And-
claustrophobic.
They put me in the machine, and then they put earplugs in, and then they put headphones over, and they were like, "What do you want to listen to?" And so I was just like, put on like hip hop is what I said. And so I was listening to, I'm super anxious while I'm going in there, and I'm listening to hip hop, and then it's like, it turns like Nicki Minaj starts playing, like, and it's like her latest album.
They're like, his heartbeat's going
and
up.
No,
You're
listen,
like, get me out.
listen. So I was literally like, I was sitting there, and I go in there, and I'm really nervous at first, and there's no way they can't see your dick, is what I'm trying to get. And I'm listening to Nicki Minaj, and the vibrations start hitting really nice, and I started getting hard in the MRI machine, and there was two like black ladies that were working the whole system, and so in my head I'm just thinking, like, as I'm sitting there, like, they're just like, this white boy's getting hard listening to Nicki Minaj right now in the MRI machine,
She a
bro.
queen.
Yeah, dude, it was crazy.
I get it, boo.
I was just like,
Your dick is just hitting the top of the thing. It's so close.
There's
that
no
it's
way
like,
that they
bung.
don't know.
Oh, they do know.
No,
They could.
I don't.
They
well,
had to have seen my.
I
growth.
don't think that the MRI is like an instant thing. So
It would be funny to see the first. They see the first series of images, and then it's like, here's where Nicki Minaj plays.
yeah,
and
because
here's
you know how, like, I don't know if they did this, but like if you move too much,
Yeah.
they'll be like, all right, stop. Like,
yeah, they were like, yeah.
because you have to stay still because
Yeah.
it takes time for it to form the images. If they have to keep redoing your MRI because they're like, you're moving, and you're like, I'm not moving,
And
and the
it's
whole
just-
problem is that your dick is just
I
getting
just
hard.
keep getting hard when it's like, my
Over.
anaconda don't.
Yeah.
Just
He
thinking
lied, his
of the
fat
music
ass.
video too. Is that what was getting you hard? Was picturing Nicki Minaj?
No,
Nicki
like
Minaj's
it
big
was literally
black
like
fake ass.
it was me. It was just sitting there, and the vibrations were hitting, and I was just like daydreaming about nothing. Really, I wasn't really thinking about much.
You know what? I actually kind of get this. I relate to this
Nicki
a lot.
Minaj is how you reach total zen. You're like, my mind was completely blank.
Yeah.
I was just listening to her.
That's how you
I
meditate.
was meditating to Nicki Minaj.
Yeah. I woke up and was
Pills and potions.
He's overdosing.
Yeah, I get it. When I used to drive Lyft, sometimes when I would start in the morning, the vibration of the car
It's nice.
would like get my dick hard, and I would just think like it doesn't have anything to do with who is in my car, what's going through my mind. It's the morning, which is when I think you're most likely to get hard, that and during sex, and then the vibration of like the car. And I was just thinking, like, heaven forbid this poor Haitian woman going to her shift at Walmart takes a peep over my fucking seat and sees that my dick is hard
Yeah.
and exposed.
Yeah.
No, that would
Wait.
be next level.
Dude,
Yeah.
there was a kid.
It's like, oh, I got my dick out, and this woman gave me 1 star.
There was a kid.
It wasn't sexual. It was the vibrations of the car.
Let me ask you, sweetheart, is this a taxi or is this my car?
Yeah.
How about you show a little appreciation?
Oh, you hit a couple buttons on an app, and now I'm the bad guy for having my dick out? This is
In my dick in my car.
There was
in
a-
my Chevy Malibu?
There was a kid who was a couple grades above me at the private school that was in my hometown, and he was like the star running back. And when he was a senior, he got arrested for driving around jerking off to some, and he was just jerking off in neighborhoods. And he was just stopping in front of like he got caught because he stopped in front of a lady's house who was doing yard work, and he was butt naked jacking off.
He was butt
naked jacking off.
Now, okay, I do have a
Wild.
question. I don't want to derail this too much.
Yes.
That's
Isn't it
methamphetamines.
technically buck naked? Did you guys know this?
It's buck naked, not butt naked.
I believe it's
Butt
buck
naked makes more
Well,
sense.
butt naked
Butt
makes way
naked
more
makes
sense.
more sense, but I think it's buck naked. I don't want to derail this story too much.
Like a deer,
because
like a male deer.
buck naked. The
What?
definition is completely naked.
What's butt naked?
Naked.
It's
up
the
to your
same
butt.
thing. It's just I don't know.
It's just the right term.
That's
for
just
it.
the right way to say
Old
it. which is
rednecks
stupid.
for a
All right,
while
so anyways,
said
his
buck-
dick was out in his car. No.
Yeah. So anyways, this guy was naked.
Buck naked.
That is a weird way to do it.
Yeah.
Because if you're naked, dude, and you get caught, you're like, yeah, dude, you have no socks on. Like, you have nothing.
What seems
But
to be the officer problem?
if you just have if you have it poked over your shorts,
Yeah.
somebody comes up, you go, what are you talking
Or
about?
you just have socks on, and then they're like, "Why are you naked?" And you're like,
Technically.
Yeah. I thought this is America.
I jerked off while I was driving a moving automobile one time.
That's nuts.
It's a very good way to not fall asleep at the wheel.
So here's, see, that and some peppermints in your mouth. But if you use spit like I do, you don't want to do those both at the same time. So
You could
what
just like drink a 5-hour. You don't have to jack off on the freeway.
Okay, well, listen, this wasn't exactly this wasn't an incident where I needed to stay awake. I was 16, and I had just
Oh, well,
hooked
that
up
might
with
be.
my girlfriend at the time, who was going to be late for volleyball practice. So she had to leave, like, in the midst of me. And, like, now I think, like, blue balls is like more of a theory than it is like an actual experience for the
It's
most
real.
part.
Blue
I
balls
know
is-
it
I think
exists,
I think it's real.
but as an adult, how many times have you experienced? I experienced it on a weekly basis
doesn't-
as a 16-year-old,
Well,
dude.
people think blue balls is like if you just don't come for a while, like your balls hurt. That's not what it is. What it is like if you get really, really close to an orgasm and then just stop.
Yeah.
Whether you're fucking
Yeah,
or jerking
and that
off,
shit
and
hurts,
then just
bro.
like literally like stop what you're doing and then just go about your day and your balls will hurt.
yes. So basically what happened is that she had to leave. I didn't get to complete. And I was driving on my way home, and I was already so close. I mean, I made it 4 blocks out of this church parking lot, which is where I did all of my sex in high school.
In the
by
church
way.
parking lot?
Yeah, in this.
I bet you
hilarious.
weren't the only one.
So it was a church. It was
There was
the-
one. Yeah,
yeah,
the
they
pastor in
did
the
it
basement was
inside.
getting at it,
Yeah.
yeah.
There was this church by my house.
The
They
pastor
actually.
just looks from his car and sees Matt fucking a girl and he's fucking a little boy. He's like, "You too, huh?"
Oh, God.
Nice.
There was
We're
a.
the same.
We called it the boob church, not because of all the boobs I saw, but because it like the building was built like it looked like it was either boob church if you were a child or egg church if you were a grown up, and it was looked like half an egg, but the top had a little thing on top.
Oh, I
of
know
it. It looked
exactly
like
what
a
you're talking.
boob.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
And
about.
they tore it down. They tore down. That was where I lost my virginity, dude. I lost my virginity in a church parking lot in the back of a Suburban.
Weird.
Damn.
Not weird. Where'd you lose your virginity? A bed?
Yeah.
Like a freak?
In my bed.
In your bed?
In your bed?
my bed.
You
Weird.
lost
That's
your
weird.
That's
No, I'm
weird.
just kidding.
No,
But
no,
I didn't lose mine in my bed
no.
either. Yeah.
No.
Why is that weird? Why
no,
is
no,
that
no.
weird?
I don't think it's weird. I think it is on a scale of weird. How old were you?
17.
Okay, so I was 16. So I think on a scale of weird to weirder, I think it's weirder for somebody to lose their virginity in their own bed in their home than it is some obscure place.
Okay.
Because
but
of the you
I
lived
think-
with your
I think
parents,
a child-
surely.
Yeah, but they weren't home. So I think a
Obviously.
child.
Wait.
I think it
You
like
weren't fucking with your parents next to that.
Do you get what I'm saying?
No, I get what
though?
you're saying.
well,
I understand
okay.
the
Where
thought
did you
process.
lose your
Also,
virginity?
My friend's room.
In his bed.
Yeah, in his
Cool.
bed.
See, that makes more sense.
Yeah, but
Obscure
you,
places,
okay,
the
but when
woods.
you're- but
The
when you're
woods is a more normal place than
no,
your
it
own
isn't.
bed.
Oh, no, it
yeah,
isn't.
yeah,
When
yeah.
you're
I
16
you know what? I actually kind of agree with this for
No,
a different reason.
No,
Yeah.
No. Listen.
I
when
kinda
you're
like this.
when you're like 16, 17 years old, you haven't fucked yet, you'll take wherever you can get it. But if you have the opportunity, I convinced a girl to fuck me.
You're right. Pretty amazing.
Yeah,
okay.
that's it. No, that is it.
yeah.
That's
No,
cool.
you're
Surprise,
right.
That is-
idiot!
that is-
I nailed it. But you,
I nailed it.
you get it where you can. Like you got a girl who was like, "Yeah, let's fuck," and you were like, "The only way we can do this is in my boy's bed." You're both teenagers. You're like, "Yeah." But I knew my parents weren't going to be home. I
Yeah.
talked to this girl at school. I was like, "Come to my house after school. My parents aren't home."
And here's the thing.
Yeah.
Why
Here's
would
the
I?
thing.
I could fuck in my bed. Why would I go out to the woods?
To build
If the-
character,
Yeah,
Jeff.
dude.
If the
It's
opportunity,
mysterious. It's
if the
mysterious.
opportunity is like, hey, no one's home at
That's-
your house. We could just be in your house and fuck in your bed, or
Here-
we could go to a church parking lot.
Here's the thing, Jeff. I'm not saying that if you have the option between the woods, the church parking lot, and the comfort of your own bed, that you should choose any of the other ones. Do I think it provides more character for your life? Yeah, sure. And for the rest of your sexual being, yeah. But
That's why
I'm
I
saying-
can't come unless nobody's looking at me.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Matt
can't
can't come
come in-
unless he sees a priest outfit.
Yeah.
Dude, when I'm in
Church
my
bells
room,
ring and he's
I have to have the blinds up because it makes me feel like I'm in a car. You know, like I can't have it like. But I think if you were to take a poll,
You have to fight right before you fight. Like part of your your foreplay is like you break open like one of those like air fresheners and you're
yeah, the vanilla air freshener,
the vanilla
little
one.
trees.
What's the one that I was thinking of? The black ice.
yeah.
Black ice makes you come on sight, dude.
Anyways, what I'm trying to get at is that I think if you were to take a poll of where people lost their virginity, if this was a Family Feud situation and Steve Harvey was involved, okay, you're
Every
in the
answer he'd go.
yeah, every answer he'd be
Walk
like,
away.
oh my
And then there'd
god,
be like 78 people.
Yeah,
saying
it's
yes.
crazy that this is somehow sexual already. That's
Yeah.
basically
The
that's a worse
question's
Steve
like,
Harvey impression
what
ever,
do you
but
suck to make hard? And
Yeah.
The woman's like, a penis, Steve. And he's like,
He's like, you're fucking. Oh, and he
It's like
does
a
the
realistic.
laugh,
Yeah, it's like a realistic answer too.
it's like
it's
the only answer that makes
sense. Yeah.
But if this was a Family Feud thing, I would say the car.
I would say
I like.
The
I think the
Woods.
Woods is a good. The
I
good.
would
The
say
I
Woods
the
think
is.
car
the
is
Woods.
higher.
I think the Woods is a top 3 answer.
I think Woods
I
is
think
too. I agree
your
with this.
own bed might not even be on the board.
That's crazy. Of course.
I
it
think the
is.
bed will be on the board.
The bed's
I don't
on
think
the
it's.
board.
I don't think
My
it's.
point is when you're that.
Drop a comment. Where did you lose your virginity? Because we need to know.
Sure. My point is when you're at like that, like when you lost your virginity in that church parking lot, you were with a girl and you and her were both like, let's do this right now.
I
And
mean,
you knew that you were like, I can back of the Suburban. There's plenty of room. There's nobody.
lots
in
of
the
room
church.
in that Suburban.
Yes, plenty of room.
Throw the
and
seats down.
There's nobody in the church parking lot. That's where we can do it right now. I had the opportunity to be like, the place where it's like, let's do this now is my bed. So I'm
Listen,
gonna choose
Jeff,
my bed.
like I said already, I understand why you chose that. I think it's obvious that you would choose that. I'm just saying, if you took a poll of people our age and asked them, if you took 100 people and said, where did you lose your virginity? I bet a minority answer is going to be
I would say car.
my own bed.
I would say
Car is going to be
probably number one.
number one for
I
sure.
think so too.
I know that I
don't
keep-
like. I've only.
I
been
know
out
that I
once.
keep harping on
I
it,
did
but
it
I
in the
really
back
think
of
the
a Scion
Woods is going to be
TC,
high.
and that was tough.
I did it in
boy.
the back of a Mustang one time. Same thing, like a
Yeah,
two-door car.
Two-door car.
Yeah.
Boy, was that tough. My butt was rubbing against the fucking center console.
Yeah, dude.
The amount of times I've had rug burn on my knees from trying to fuck in the back of a Chevy Trailblazer, insane.
Mm.
Damn, dude. I like because the Woods. You know what's funny about horror films?
I'm glad that we're on the Woods
the
still,
Woods
because I'm
make
pretty hung
sense,
up on it.
Because literally every horror film starts with like horny teenagers being like, "Let's take a trip to the cabin."
Horny
And all it
teenagers
is
are in the woods.
Yes, it's
that's
true.
where
It's
we
not-
go.
Yeah, that's why it's an established.
There's
trope.
nobody around.
And
You can
it's- now
drink. You
everything
can
is
do
making
drugs.
sense. Everything's making sense.
It makes sense. The Woods.
I agree with this.
The
This is
Woods.
good.
The Woods are where American horror stories take place. English.
What are you
horror
watching?
stories-
Foreign movies?
English horror stories take place in a city because that's where those countries committed atrocities. I read this the other day.
What are you saying?
What do you mean?
So American horror stories take place in the woods because that, like, in like American culture, the woods that's where you slaughtered Indians. That's where like
Well, it's Native Americans. Let's respect.
Yeah,
his
respect
people.
my people, dude.
you know what I mean. Whatever, we whooped y'all ass. The but that's where like we
Jesus.
almost genocided an entire people. That's
Okay.
where we like.
To be fair, the entire country back then was the Woods.
I know, but if you look
Okay.
at like
I get what you're saying.
like European horror films, it's all like in the city and
in
that
a
kind of shit.
hostel.
Yeah, and it's like because that's like Jack the Ripper, and they also
Yeah.
like their atrocities of like child labor and like the Black Plague and all that
Yeah,
shit
yeah.
happened in cities.
Shout out William Blake. Dog.
Interesting.
So it's like a reflection of like what your country is like almost like kind of sorry for or like revenge for the atrocities your country committed. That's where your country's horror films take place. A lot of
Huh.
Japanese take place in scientists, like in science buildings. That's why you get Godzilla
Because of COVID.
because of COVID.
Yeah.
You're goddamn right. It was made in a factory, dude.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
They admit it.
It
I
was.
know
Yeah,
it was.
we've now listen. Joe Rogan has covered this ad nauseum, but we have discovered that it was created in a lab.
Dude, that is weird though because it makes sense. Okay, it does make sense as to why. It makes sense, is what I'm saying. I
Yeah.
get it.
That COVID came from a lab.
No,
or
the horror thing.
This is also like a 15-minute YouTube documentary that I watched.
Yeah.
Like, this
If it's
isn't-
15 minutes, can we call it a documentary?
I
Yeah,
don't
that's a
know.
good point.
It's really just somebody like rereading an article to you on a YouTube video.
It was edited real cool.
yeah,
okay,
there's
all right.
cuts every 7 seconds.
All
on that
right,
Mr.
you
Beast.
got me.
Have you ever watched like breakdowns of like how Mr. Beast makes videos? He's like, there has to be a change in scene every 6 seconds, and you have to have a different angle and blah
Dude,
blah.
I've
and I'm
never
like,
seen
holy
anything
shit.
from. They're like those like really huge YouTubers, like Mr. Beast, like a PewDiePie. I'm
Yeah.
like, I have no idea what these people do. I've
I
heard their
actually-
names. I've never
I actually
watched
like Mr. Beast videos because it's just like him going up to strangers and being like, here's a car. And
them.
then
Yeah,
he'll
isn't
be
that
like,
the whole
it's
thing. He
paid
just
for.
like gives people a
And that's
shitload
sick.
of money or something.
It's cool to watch people go, I didn't have a car before, and now I do. But then it's
I
also
love-
like,
I
what are
love-
the taxes situation? Are you gonna like who's paying for the
I
registration?
love when people will like make a YouTube reaction video to being like, Mr. Beast, newest video, he makes 1,000 people be able to see again. But is it all for attention? It's like 1,000 people can see
Yes,
now.
stop being
Who
weird.
care? What are
Yeah.
you talking
It's
about?
like, yeah, at the root of it, Yeah, it is. But also, he's doing a good thing, so shut the fuck up.
Is he doing it for attention? It's like, well, were there cameras on? So, yeah.
Yeah, that's of course. But is he still doing?
Yeah, it's like if
No,
you,
it's nuts
It's
to
not
be
the
like
same level of like if they're trying to make it
doing a
like the
good
same
thing.
situation of when people do the thing where they walk up and give a homeless guy
Yeah,
like
and
food,
they
and
film
it's
it.
not the same thing. It's not the same.
It's like
thing.
Joey Salads just being racist in bad neighborhoods and then being like, it's crazy. They freaked out and almost fought me. And
Dude.
turns out that guy's just actually racist. We've talked about him on here before, I think.
You know who's had two old school internet celebrities who one of them I researched recently. Do you remember Chris Crocker?
Yeah, dude.
Oh,
That's the
okay.
Leave Britney Alone, right?
Yeah,
Well,
that
actually,
is.
her name now is Kara Cunningham.
Well, that makes sense.
And boy, oh boy, I
hot?
looked up. She passes well.
I'm going to give it a goog.
She passes well, but pretty easy to find her taking it in the pooper,
Oh,
which
really?
which I did not expect.
Oh, I'm going to find that.
Oh, I'm gonna find.
Oh.
that.
Oh, you better believe.
Wait, what was the name? What was their original name?
Chris Crocker.
Chris Crocker.
The dead name?
Yeah, dead naming would be good. Dude, nice.
I know fucking verbiage. I went to college.
Okay, so Chris Crocker is now,
I have a degree
okay.
in English.
Kara Cunningham.
Kara Cunningham.
Low-key kind of bad as Chris.
Low key, leave Britney alone. I'm on board.
That might have been the peak of her looks.
Okay, so we got Kara Cunningham.
Mhm.
Let's see. I get what you're saying, like
My tummy hurt.
relatively
passes.
passable,
She
but you don't be
passes.
fucking openly homophobic on our fuck. Okay, so
I don't-
now I'm gonna just
It's not
type,
homophobic to
should
say I
just
don't
type
want to
por-
fuck that lady.
to you to look at somebody and it's
That's
not
actually
homophobic.
progressive.
Yeah.
I don't
It's
want to
not
have sex with that
homophobic,
lady.
but to
Yeah.
be like, ooh, that made me sick to my stomach. You're pressing
she's-
you're pressing a
It's
line.
disgusting.
He does that
You're
to
pressing a line.
He does that to fat women. To be fair, he does that to like clearly born as a
Also,
woman
probably
fat
not a
women.
great thing.
No, not a great
I don't
thing.
believe.
But I'm saying he's a bad person in general. He's not just transphobic, is my
Uh-huh.
point. So you can't label Josh as a transphobe. He hates
This
gross
is-
women equally.
Somehow,
I don't like-
somehow I'm on.
I don't like
Somehow
that
I'm on a.
at all.
Somehow I am on a full gay porn website.
I do not like. I looked over.
How did that happen?
Dude, don't play
It's
Nicki
called-
Minaj. I might come.
It's called Gay Day. I'm trying to find. I'm probably gonna have to go on Reddit, huh?
I didn't like seeing thumbnails.
Yep.
I've never
Yeah.
seen a gay. I've never seen like a gay thumbnail. It was just a dude.
It was just two dudes having sex.
Yeah.
And he's like, it was just like, how do I explain it? It was two men having sex.
A man putting his penis
But
in
it's like
another man's
I know
bum.
what like lady and boy. I know what lady.
What
I,
is?
I like
what's
lady.
happening
I like
to you?
lady.
I fuck boys.
I fuck.
What's going on with us right now?
I know what a lady and a man's
Josh
porn
saw
video
gay
looks
sex
like.
and his brain melted.
Yeah.
This is hilarious. Y'all remember this is the Reddit thread is Ask Gay Bros, which is funny.
Hilarious.
And then this is what the topic is. Y'all remember Chris Crocker, Leave Britney Alone, who then turned to OnlyFans star? She's now trans, called Kara Cunningham. And then the under part is a link and then another one. And it says, she seems to be happy. Good for her. It was just a shock since last time I saw her was on Twitter jerking off her big cock. Oh, so now I got to go to Twitter.
The verbiage.
and-
The verbiage there is hilarious.
Yeah.
Her
Yeah.
big cock is a
Her
fun
big
sentence.
cock is such a fun.
I like that they kept it. I like that they kept it pronoun appropriate.
yeah.
Yeah, that was
Nothing
nice.
is funnier than keeping genital talk pronoun appropriate when speaking about trans people.
Yeah.
When it's just like
She's
her
jerking off-
penis is bruised.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, all right.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, well,
yeah.
I'm on board. I'm on board with that.
Okay, I'm trying here.
Yeah. I at some point have to stop looking for this because after so many links, I feel like I'm looking too hard.
You're
You
getting
know what I
you,
mean?
you will get a virus looking for this video.
You know what I mean? Where eventually you're like, okay,
Yeah, I probably wouldn't.
Is the
dig
juice
too
worth
deep.
the squeeze?
It's not.
I'm gonna.
Because like the payoff is literally being like, oh yeah, that is them getting fucked.
Yeah, the payoff is like, oh,
The
here's
payoff
like
is
a
watching the guy.
not attractive person getting.
You could also just look up an anal porn video and just you saw it.
It's so
Yeah,
funny.
but it's like there's something about knowing
Who
that
the
it's
person is.
somebody. Yeah, I don't know because it's like those
Yeah,
videos like
I
on
get it.
Pornhub.
That's why I
where
like
they put like
celebrity videos.
Yeah, but you know the ones where they put like
Deep
Mila
fakes?
Kunis face on some
Deep
just
fakes.
like whore getting fucked. It's like that doesn't do anything for me. I would rather see Mila Kunis. I would rather see half of one of Mila Kunis's nipples slip out on a red carpet and try to come to that than a deep fake of her taking a fucking dick in her ass when it's obviously not her. You know what I mean?
The face doesn't match up to the neck.
Yeah, and like you can just tell that it's like a clip from her like giving like an interview. She's just like answering questions. Nuts. Yeah, so
Dude,
but speaking of which, that was the one old school internet celebrity that what a turn of events. But boy oh boy is there not a better turn of events. Or not better, but crazier turn of events. You remember Tila Tequila?
Yes.
Oh yeah, she was a porn star like the whole time.
Oh,
and
we're
now,
not talking porn.
And now
she is a Nazi.
She's a Nazi.
What?
Tila Tequila is a Nazi.
Is a straight up like you can
didn't
find
know
pictures
this?
of her Heiling with swastikas in the background.
I'll find that. That'll be easier to find.
Like ex
It makes none of it
social
makes
media
sense.
star and like former like she had her own reality TV show on
the
MTV.
dating
She did like a dating
also
one,
a
like
very
Flavor of Love.
clearly visually obvious Asian woman.
Yes.
Yeah.
And boy oh boy does she
That's
love
why
being a
it's
Nazi.
confused.
Yeah, here's her giving the Sig Heil.
What the fuck?
Yeah. And then her with a Trump hat on, which is I guess not related, but seems weird. Here's her. Well, that's somebody just edited
That's
that.
just somebody
Somebody
photoshopped
just
it.
edited that with it's she's got a Hitler mustache and a like a
But
That's
imagine my surprise this weekend when I was like, what are these old internet celebrities up to? One is now a trans porn star, and the other one is just a full blown
And the other one
Nazi.
is Chris Crocker.
Which one would you rather admit that you jerked off to?
Tila Tequila.
Tila Tequila.
1000%.
Yeah, okay.
Not even a question.
Y'all are fucking homophobic,
I'll do
dog.
it.
Y'all
'Cause
are
I
Tila
wanted-
Tequila's hotter.
y'all are
Yeah, 'cause I wanted-
homophobic.
And
yeah, but
I'll
she's a Nazi.
fuck that
So?
Nazi right out
Yeah,
of her.
dude.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's like, well, I hate fucked her. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's a real thing.
I fucked her to teach her a lesson.
And I didn't make her come because
And it's
Not-
because I'm an American.
not because I can't, but because God damn it, dude, I do not support her political beliefs.
I was stroking
That
to
is
the
a
rhythm.
funny-
I was stroking to the rhythm of Hava Nagila.
That's a hard
Dude,
song
That would be
to fucking-
tough.
It just sounds like you're about to come the whole time. That's just her breaths.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
they
kinda
lift
crazy.
people in chairs to the rhythm of that. You could probably fuck to it.
Yeah.
If you can lift an entire person in a chair to a rhythm, you
Damn,
can fuck
Jews
to
are
it.
strong as fuck, huh?
Yeah.
Lifting chairs and
Okay.
shit.
I mean,
I
there's
just never
4
thought
people
about it.
per chair.
Yeah, but that's still quite a bit.
Yeah.
What's
guess
the
it's not
average
really that
body weight
much.
of a Jew? Let's figure.
I want to see if I can actually Google that.
I
That
wonder,
would be
can
really
you,
funny.
Can you Google religious like?
Average.
Yeah, what you're looking up is what's the name of this shit? It's like cranium size and all that shit. Eugenics is what you're looking
It's
into
this, oh, this
right
is the thing
now.
that's like really bad.
Yes.
There's a
This
book
is-
about it, right?
What's
The
There's a lot
eugenics?
about it. Eugenics is basically like
average
how
weight of?
people's race differs or how people's biology
Is
differs
it like
by
critical race theory?
No, it's
What's
how
critical
people
race theory?
No.
I'm trying to explain it for fuck's sake. It's how they're
So what is it though?
eugenics
Then do it.
is how people's biology differs by race, which isn't true. But it's basically like, if you look into eugenics, it's basically being like, the African cranium size is smaller and has less room for a brain than the Caucasian
okay.
one. It's like,
See, that's something that I feel like you can get tricked into pretty easy. Because like if a really smart person
Yeah.
presented it, I've heard the term eugenics and I know it's not a good thing, so I would stay away from it. But if somebody changed the name and then they were smart and they were like, well, yeah, I mean, different races biologically have different sort of thing, I would be like, oh, okay.
That's how dumb people get tricked really easily.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
just get a semi-smart person to be like, it makes sense. Like, our skin color's different. Why wouldn't we have different sized brains? And then people are
Yeah.
like, yeah, that makes sense.
That does
and
check
I have
out.
the biggest brain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All you have to do is
Well,
just
so-
tell the person you're talking to, whatever their race is, your race has the biggest brain. And they go, I knew it.
So
whole
that's the
time."
thing. What if
Yeah.
is in all of the eugenics talk, white people have the biggest head and brain?
No, a lot of it's like pretty pro-Asian.
I was about to say because Asians be having big heads sometimes.
A lot of them are pretty pro-Asian. You know, they talk about like how like certain races are stronger. It's all retarded. It doesn't
Yeah.
make any sense.
Interesting. It is really easy to trick people, though.
Yeah, sure.
And I'm one of them. Like, I
Yeah, I
mean,
can
I
get
think,
tricked.
like, you know,
We've talked about this before, but if you say something with enough confidence, I'm like, yeah.
sure, there's no reason for me not to believe it.
We believe Jeff every time he talks.
Every time Jeff talks
I was right about that eugenics stuff.
taxes, medicine, anytime Jeff
It's a bad thing.
goes, yeah, this is it, I go, oh. And that's the whole... and then somebody DMs me the day after our podcast release and goes, Jeff is wrong about that. And I'm like, who would have thought?
I could be like a,
I
I could be like a Ben Shapiro type guy who just tricks dumb guys into being like,
yeah.
I wonder how much money
you know what your problem is.
Oh, dude, probably so much.
Liberals.
And then
That's
people
such
are
an
like,
easy. That's such
that
an easy
does
job.
seem like
Be like, holy fuck, dude, have you not gotten the promotion because you dropped out of 10th grade? These fucking liberals.
yeah, it's kind of like
Easy.
last week when we were talking about how if you're hateful enough to just blame another race for all your stuff, you can. It's
Yeah,
like it's
that's-
all
that's-
conspiracy theory
yeah.
stuff.
That's
yeah.
every conspiracy, any conspiracy theory, literally flat Earth, whatever, 9/11, everything. If you watch like a YouTube documentary about a conspiracy theory, skip to the 45-minute mark every single time. It's like, here's where Israel comes into play. It's like, I knew it. I fucking knew it.
Yeah.
I knew it every fucking time.
I do like when conspiracy theorists build 3D models and show it on screen because it's like they paid somebody to make it.
I like when you if you watch enough conspiracy videos on YouTube, it'll start like suggesting less popular ones, and eventually you'll just get to a guy who clearly has a meth problem, who's just like, here's how the Jews are actually aliens, and you're like, ooh, now I'm on good YouTube.
I like when I saw a flat Earth conspiracy theory video, and it was like so well produced that I was like, I get it. Like, I get how you would fall for it. You have like 3D models.
Yeah.
Which is funny for a 3D model for
It's
a flat Earth.
hilarious.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing with
It's
the
like you
eugenics
do-
thing. It's like if you get somebody who looks smart enough, you can trick dumb people pretty easily with like graphs.
Yeah.
You don't even have to tell me what the graph is. If you have a graph behind you and you're like, clearly it's flat, I'm like,
Brother,
they have a
most
graph.
people, myself included, can't even read a graph. If I'm watching a podcast and they pull a graph up, I'm like, I just have to believe everything they say now. I'm not gonna read a graph.
I took math for liberal arts in college.
That seems crazy
And
that you
it's-
have to
it's-
take math for that.
Yeah, it's called, this class was called math for liberal arts. It was the name of the class.
Which is nuts.
Which
It's
is basically just like a-
how many Pabst Blue Ribbon do you have to buy the blue-haired banged girl at the dive bar before she reads her poetry to you?
Yeah.
How many drinks can the blue-haired girl drink before she cannot consent?
Why? Why say that?
2.
What do you mean?
I would say after 2
we
drinks,
would do.
somebody's too drunk.
You think
to
after
consent.
2 drinks?
Depends what they're drinking, but
I don't.
yeah,
This is
I think
crazy.
so.
That's a crazy-
This
this
is a crazy
crazy
conversation.
I think so.
dude.
You don't think so? Of liquor? Yeah, definitely. I wouldn't feel comfortable.
After 1 drink
I wouldn't feel
is the
comfortable.
real answer.
After no drinks. Don't have sex with women anymore.
I don't have sex with women.
I don't.
Not after the stuff I just saw about Chris Crocker, dude.
Yeah.
I'm going to have sex with Chris Crocker. Kara Cunningham. Damn it.
Karen Cunningham? More like cum in her ham. Am I? I hate this.
That was crazy. I was like, Kara Cunningham. He's like, Karen Cunningham? All right, man.
Dude, it's like anytime there's a word that has
It's just
ER,
word
ER
association.
in it. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
He's
Like
just
Kara
like,
Cunningham. Kayla.
I'm Eminem, dude. Orange, door hinge, 4-inch.
we're just doing a different version of last week's podcast.
Yeah. We're just doing a worse repeat.
Dude,
episode.
I had my phone on shuffle yesterday, like on my way to work, and a song featuring Eminem came on, and I
Debatably worse than an Eminem.
debatably worse because you don't know what's
By the
coming,
way, yeah.
and
You don't know it's
you don't know it's coming, and then
I sat on the.
I got like 10 seconds into this before what the fuck did he say? Oh, he was like I'm gonna slap you like Jamie Lee Curtis with an egg beater and a furnace, and I was like, I hate you. I hate you
Yeah.
so much.
Sitting
I
on the
hate
porch,
you.
shoot you the birds while you're driving by in a Porsche. It's like,
I was
you
like,
stink, dude.
Dude, this sucks so
I'll rap
bad.
with a hat on. I got a weird beard.
And someone will say that. Someone will hear that. Someone will hear him be like, "I will slap you like Jamie Lee Curtis with an egg beater and a furnace," and they'll be like, "He's amazing."
Yeah.
Dude, that stinks.
Yeah.
What's the thesis of that? Explain what that means. I will slap you like Jamie Lee Curtis with an egg beater and a furnace. What the fuck does that mean?
Jamie
Is that
Lee
a real
Curtis-
Eminem line? Or
Yes.
did you make that up?
Which
I
one?
literally yes, that's a real line.
I
Who's
will-
Jamie Lee Curtis?
She's the mom from Freaky Friday.
That's such a funny. That's
The worst reference. Oh, okay. I
well,
know
you know what though? I think for people our age, that's probably the best way.
What other movie
Ever-
do you know her from?
Halloween, bro.
I've never seen those.
All of the Halloweens.
Wait, is
What's
she the
your
lady with the furnace and
Dude, I
Halloween?
typed in.
Whoa.
Wait, is she the lady with the egg beater
I
and the
googled
furnace?
Jamie Lee Curtis Eminem to find the lyrics, and the first thing that came up was an article that says Jamie Lee Curtis responds to Eminem's diss.
Oh my God!
Why? Well, okay, but it begs to why does Eminem want to fuck up Jamie Lee? What did she do?
I don't know.
Well, he'll-
and
He
what's
ate,
crazy?
You know what he ate
what's
Activia.
crazy-
He ate the yogurt and didn't like it. And
yeah,
she
he's like,
was-
it ain't helped me poop.
yeah.
This was supposed to help with my bowel
Probiotics.
movements.
Probiotics, get the opiotics. I'm making
All
up
right, all right.
words.
Okay,
Watching
all right.
Sonic.
You know what I was. I do kind of want to circle back to this, but I was thinking about something with rap.
Okay, here it is. They blame me for murdering Jamie Lee Curtis. Said I put her face in the furnace, beat her with a space heater, a piece of furniture, egg beater, and thermos. I hate you so much.
Well,
dude.
wait. So is that just the thing that like he?
He's basically saying he want. Wait, was
no,
she
no, no,
murdered?
no. Wait. Let
No,
me
she's
finish a
alive.
thought. Let me finish a thought. Is it basically him comparing himself to Michael Myers, which is like him being like a villain, like because she's in Halloween?
Don't try to make it make sense, man.
No, but that's just
Don't you make it make sense, dude? This is
not for the
what are you,
bit.
pro Eminem.
That is logical though,
Whoa.
right?
I feel like there is a line between like how much you like Eminem and how much you like Donald Trump. Does that make sense?
No, because I think yes. Okay.
Not
Yes.
how much you like him, but
yes.
the more likely you are to say he's the best rapper of all time, you're more likely to be like, 45 was the best president of all time.
Yeah, except that Eminem openly hated Trump and wanted to hit him with a coffee pot.
Yeah, but
What's up with Eminem wanting to hit people with,
With
shit,
thermoses?
dude?
with
and-
thermoses and
thermoses
coffee
and
pots?
coffee
Yeah, but
pots?
here's the thing. He said that on the BET Awards, which Trump voters
Wait.
are not watching.
True.
What's
That's true.
1 second? Has he? Did we just discover a weird thing about Eminem? He's threatened somebody with a thermos and with a coffee pot. What about a kettle? Can we Google
No, because
Eminem kettle?
all he's doing is he's just being annoying. Like,
No, I know, but I
there's
just
not
wanna
a
see.
through line here. He just
No, I know.
names a celebrity and then he goes, "What would I beat them with that rhymes?"
No, of course.
Like it's
Is there a
just-
kettle,
God,
though?
it sucks.
No.
Damn, that would have been funny. It's like just a deep cut, like
No, that would be really funny though.
if like he just is threatening people with coffee-related objects.
Google if he's hit someone with a blender.
no,
Blender.
I think Blender falls out of it. I think
Blender.
it's.
I'm like, white boy, scarier than Slender, man.
Nice.
we have to make a pact right now that we
Cook
can't
eggs
talk
with a
about
pan.
Eminem for like at least a month's worth of episodes now. Back to back
Jacking
Eminem.
off while I
last
watch
thing-
4chan.
his daughter's hot now.
Yeah. Oh, his daughter's smoking hot now.
I saw that she
Um,
graduated and he went and like viewed it from like the rafters so nobody would pay attention to him, which is a nice move.
I was thinking about this today.
It's funny
listening
to
to rap.
I'm sorry.
I was thinking how bad it must be to be that one guy who the rappers are talking about. Because you have to have a delusion to be like, when the rapper's like, I fucked your bitch, you're like, not my bitch. Somebody's bitch, though.
Mm-hmm. I just fucked your bitch in some Gucci flip flops is about Scottie Pippen's wife.
Yeah, true. But everybody's fucked that girl.
Yeah, they really have.
Laura Pippen is a slut.
Whore.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. She's, dude.
I think
Laura,
it's
Larsa Pippen is in a relationship with Michael Jordan's son.
I don't understand how crazy this is.
That's crazy to me
Scottie
that you
Pippen-
don't get it. but
Scottie
that's
Yeah, I know
fine.
who Scottie Pippen is.
Scottie Pippen's ex-wife now openly
Oh, it's his-
dates
oh, okay.
and fucks Michael Jordan.
Scottie Pippen very famously
Yes.
played with
Yes,
Michael
I know,
Jordan
yes.
on one of the greatest NBA
Yes.
basketball teams of all
I
time.
wasn't making the. I guess I didn't know her age or anything. Because if you're
I
saying
don't
She's
like,
a good 20 years
Yeah.
old.
I don't even know that age really matters. I think it's more the principle of.
well, if he's dating, like if he's married to like a 25-year-old, they divorced. She was like a gold
This would
digger.
be like in 30 years if you were dating Matt's daughter.
Okay, yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
You're not gonna
he's
date
kinda
my
cute.
daughter, dude.
If he has a daughter within the next like 10 years.
She's 6.
yeah.
Well, it's not only
It is. It would be
you
wild. It would
dating
be
my
wild.
daughter. No, what it would be is you and Ariel get married. For like most of our life, you and Ariel are married.
Yeah.
And then you guys get a divorce very publicly, and then Ariel starts
Dating your
fucking my
son.
son.
I don't like that.
Yeah, of course you don't. Guess who probably doesn't like it either? Scottie fucking Pippen.
What do you think Michael Jordan probably is like?
Dude, Michael Jordan is the biggest psychopath.
Yeah.
I legit think that Michael Jordan is probably a diagnosable psycho
Yes.
or sociopath.
Thank
And
God
a lot of people are. Like a lot of
Thank
great
God.
athletes are like that.
he grew up to be like 6'6" and like incredibly athletic. Because if he was just a normal guy in a normal body, he would be the CEO of a company poisoning rivers and somehow profiting off of war. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
He's a nut.
Well, that's the thing about I think like horror movies will have you believe every psychopath is a murderer, serial killer. Most of them are not. Most of them are CEOs, freak
Yeah.
fucking athletes, like people who drive, like people who do like insane sports, like
Yeah.
people who like free dive off of cliffs in
Yeah,
squirrel suits.
yeah.
You think those people feel regular emotions?
Anybody who's at like the top of something that you like, the only way you can get here is like sheer drive.
Yeah.
Like a CEO, like you're not getting there through like athletic ability. You can jump from the free throw line. Like the way you get there is like sheer drive. You're willing to like fuck anybody over to
Yes.
get what you need. Like that. That's a
Like Steve Jobs is
Yeah.
probably a psychopath. I don't necessarily know the exact difference between psycho and sociopath, but one of those.
The-
narcissist.
People
maybe.
who like do like
I'm
ca- like
gonna look it up.
cave like exploring.
Bro,
Those
don't
videos
even
are
bring
nuts.
that
Oh, yeah,
up.
I don't like when
Don't
people
even
get
They
stuck
get in there like
in the TikToks. I don't
dude.
like
They
it.
slide a piece of paper to get leverage for their face on the wall, and it's like
they have
holy
to
shit.
let air out of their lungs
Yeah.
to squeeze through a Oh, it's making me It's freaking
I
me out.
couldn't, dude. I
just
couldn't be in a
thinking
fucking
about it.
cave without listening to Nicki for fucking 30 minutes,
Yeah,
dude.
that's
I
dude,
can't imagine cave
when
exploring.
I get
Cave
when I
diving?
get in an elevator and too many people are in it, I'm like, you guys better hope nothing happens, or I'm gonna fucking lose
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah,
You're
yeah.
gonna have a 250-pound grown man freaking out on you.
Nothing's worse than an adult man having a panic attack.
Dude, fuck.
Yeah, right.
It's
There's
so
no
crazy.
more humiliating thing than being like, everything's wrong.
Yeah.
Everything's wrong. And everybody's like, nothing's wrong. We're in an elevator. Everything is fine. And it's like, this building's going to collapse.
Dude, I remember having a panic attack in the gym and starting to cry when I was in Denver. I had to leave the gym with Ariel because I was crying. Out of nowhere, I just had like a huge meltdown.
Aren't you more likely to get a panic attack in like Denver because it's because of the elevation?
I had
Is this true?
I think so.
I don't know, probably, because I think lack of oxygen probably has
It's
something
harder.
to
It's
do
harder
with
to
it.
breathe.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, we used
Oh.
to go skiing all the time, like every year for, whatever, like 10 years from when I was a kid to like high school. And when I was young, I would get night terrors every once in a while, but I got them every time we were in Colorado. And I can't imagine there's not some sort of
Dude, yeah, because
correlation.
that was when I didn't have OCD fits until Denver. Because I don't know if this is all correlated, but like when
Could be.
it could have also been because of COVID. But I just remember being in the gym, and this is when I was like kind of beefed up, like probably the heaviest I weighed like 190 pounds, and I was just like,
Pussy.
I was
Weigh
like,
that right now.
I weighed that when I was 14.
I took
Weigh that now.
yeah, but I could also
Fuck me up.
squat fucking 4. Yeah, joke's on you. Look out the window.
That's-
No, I got dumbass.
Yeah, I hope you guys are watching this episode. You just missed out on a great bit.
Just like I've had a gun at you the whole time.
Yeah, like look under the table.
Yeah. It's just-
There's just a small
and then-
person with
yeah.
a gun like pointing at it. It's like,
I
that's your
hire-
son. My girlfriend's gonna date him
Yeah,
one
I was
day.
just gonna say, my girlfriend will be married to him soon. But I don't
Oh.
know. It is because it is funny to have like OCD panic attacks are crazy because it's like I'm trying to explain. Like I was like crying at the gym, being like, I'm just really afraid that if I don't go home and check the burner, that I'm gonna accidentally stab the neighbor. And it's like, what are you
Yeah.
talking about, dude? And I'm like, none of it makes sense.
Oh.
I'm like crying. I'm like,
Me and
"You
Jeff
don't
are looking at each
understand,
other
you don't
like,
understand, you
God
don't understand."
damn, dude. No, I don't understand. I don't
No, I
think
don't
you understand.
Dude, correlate, dude. I had so. Let's talk about this for a second. And with OCD, it was wild what I was having when I had this panic attack because I was afraid that I was gonna do a bad thing. I've talked about this on stage, but I had
Talked.
to,
You
I've
almost
talked
slipped
about
into
it.
a New York accent.
I've
I've
fucking
talked
about
about
how
I've
I
freaking
wanted to
talked
hit
about
this
this shit
fucking
on
broad.
stage,
So
dude.
Oh, I get panic attacks
hey,
over
hey,
it.
I'm crying here. And I,
Hey.
so I was getting OCD. I was having these OCD panic attacks. But like OCD is wild because what it is it feeds into each other. So like my obsession would be like this thought that I was always afraid that I was gonna break a lamp over Ariel's head. Like I was always
So
afraid that I was
funny.
gonna break a lamp over my girlfriend's head. And so what I would do is I would move the lamp away from me. Because in my head I was like, if I can't have access to the lamp, I can't just like I can't smash it. So I would move it. But because I moved it, I would feel like a sense of relief. My brain was like, oh, this is good. Because when you're away from the lamp, you don't feel like you're going to smash it over her head. So then your brain thinks, well, anytime you're near that lamp, you have to move it further away. And eventually, like I was literally like putting the lamp in my car's trunk and locking my trunk. And I was telling my fucking
That's so
psychiatrist
crazy.
about it. And what I had to do is do this.
And he was like, "You're fine."
yeah. He's like, just hit the
Everyone puts a lamp in a trunk.
He's like, just slam it over her head one time. So I had to do.
He's like, "Have you tried drinking?"
yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, have you tried owning a firearm? And so I ended up.
Can I interest you in a sword?
You're using. We got to get you on a different method. So anyway, so I ended up doing a thing called exposure therapy with the psychiatrist, and what it was it was
You
like
just sat next to a lamp for an hour.
literally what he did was he was like, you have to prove to yourself that you're not going to do the bad thing. So you have to hold the lamp and have a normal day. And so like Ariel was like, so my girlfriend gets home from school and I'm like holding the lamp
just
like,
like,
what's
remember
up? She walks in the door.
That first day had to be real scary for her when she walked
Dude.
in and you were like, hey.
Because I would imagine, because I know Josh well enough to know that you probably explained this fear to her at some
Oh,
point.
of course, yeah.
Yeah.
So she comes home and she's like, "Today's the day."
Dude, I was holding it. Well,
Starts
that's
wearing
another
a
thing.
helmet.
So that was
She's like, "I knew
that
this day was gonna
seeking-
come."
So this is another thing that I did because I had behavior seeking, like I had attention. No. Acceptance, behavior,
Approval,
approval seeking. And so I had to tell her, I was like, you know I'm not going to hit you over the head with this lamp, right? And she was like, and she would be like, what the hell are you talking about? And then like that for that
You're
first
not gonna fucking kill you, right?
Yeah. And so like I was like I remember telling her like all of this, and then we had to do the exposure therapy for it was like only like 2 days, and I was fine. But it was so nuts. She would come home, she's like, "What's up?" I'm like, "Not gonna break this lamp over your fucking head."
I like how you were like, I only had to do it 2 days and then I was fine. I feel like not probably. Like I don't know if fine is the word I would use,
Well,
but like
what it does, it makes
you
you.
didn't
It
hit
makes
her
you.
with the lamp.
Yeah, she's too quick.
yeah.
But it does make you. It does make you really like.
Yeah.
It makes you. It really does make you feel better because you go, "Oh, I can hold the
Oh, I
lamp.
didn't do it.
I can
Yeah.
hold the lamp."
Yeah.
I
The
have
same way that
I have a
moving it
lot
made
of
it felt
like
bad.
what
but
are they? Intrusive thoughts.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have those, but I feel like they're more rational.
yeah.
Yeah.
I have a big one that I have is anytime like I'm scrolling through TikTok, if I see a shark video or an alligator video, I immediately picture my dog swimming and it like grabbing it.
That's sad.
I know that's all
It'd
I
be
think
a
of.
bite. See, Lola would be a bite. It would be a little popcorn chicken nugget. Dude,
Yeah,
just
dude.
Well, not for like
Gone.
a 4-foot alligator. It would like grab her.
It would
like a-
hurt her.
Be like a Cornish game hen. You know what I'm talking about?
It would
Get
like,
her in a death roll.
well,
dude.
it would like if we have a lake behind my house. Like if there was an alligator in there, it could like grab her and pull her in. And like
And you
anytime
wouldn't
I
be
see,
able to save her either.
I would save her. 100%. I would.
You're-
I've ran this scenario 1,000 times.
You are
How,
out of
though?
your
Do
mind.
you think you punch it?
I'm grabbing it.
Yeah.
I'll fight a
You
4-foot gator.
Are
Because you could go
out
pretty viral too
of
from that.
your mind.
I'm not gonna
if-
set the camera up. I gotta act quick.
Oh fuck! You're like having trouble with the tripod, like you always are. You're like, fuck, god damn it.
Hit self-record.
Lola, hold on.
I do want.
Daddy's coming.
We gotta wrap this one up pretty quickly, but I do want to say that I think you're out of your fucking mind if you think an alligator could snatch your dog and that you could defend it. How big of a gator? We're talking 4 feet?
Under 6 feet, I could defend.
I want to know what your plan of attack is. This gator got a leg.
Immediately just jump on it. Do something. Like, the number one goal is to not get it to go in the water.
Yeah, that's great.
Once it's in the water,
It's over.
it's over.
Yeah.
They're gonna spin until her neck's broken.
I
and
feel
they're
like I
gonna
got
drown
bad
her.
news. I feel like once
Boy,
you
this is giving me
once
anxiety.
you're once
I
that
don't want to talk about
once that
this.
gator's got your dog, you don't need to worry about the water, dude. It's over, man.
No.
Yeah.
If it grabs her by the leg, she's fine.
Her leg. Okay. All right. Yeah, I don't want to talk about.
She'd
this
have a
anymore.
broken
It
leg.
is sad.
Yeah,
The
she'd
number
have a-
one thing is I need to get to it fast enough to not let it get into the water.
When I was
Yeah,
in
okay.
Thailand, we
And
fed.
then I'd probably just fucking hammer fist its
Yeah.
head. I don't know.
you
I'd do
have hammer
anything.
fist. Boom! When I was in
Yeah.
Thailand, we went to like a zoo, but it's like every zoo in Thailand is a petting zoo because it's a third world country, and so you pay for
including the
everything.
ladyboy bars.
Yeah.
That's a real petting
That's
zoo.
yeah. It's quite a safari, and we went there, and you could pay to feed the alligators, and I bought $5 worth of chicken, and it was just a whole chicken that I bought, and I was just hacking it up and just throwing it in a pit of alligators. It was fucking sick.
Dude, I
It
don't
was
know.
sick.
A full-grown plum chicken is like the size of your dog, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know if it's
Gobbling
if
it
it's
up, dude. They
Thailand or
fight. They hiss at each
Cambodia,
other.
but for like $100, you can shoot rocket launchers
At a cow.
cows.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
No, that's a
Cambodia,
real
I
thing. No,
believe.
that's yeah. I know
But
people
there's no guarantee that you're gonna hit it.
I know people who shot chickens with an Uzi.
Maybe.
That's
in
kind of crazy.
Thailand. In Thailand, you can shoot a chicken with an Uzi. My friend
Can
did
we
it
find
in
a
an alley.
video of a cow getting hit by an RPG?
We definitely
Probably,
can.
yeah.
We should get out of here for this one. We have to film
We
another
should
one.
wrap this up. We're gonna, yeah.
We have to. Sorry, I should have started this at the front. We have been busy with doing other stuff. We got sketches coming your way, and that's kind of why our schedule's been out of whack. We're trying to get back on track.
In a while.
So hopefully,
This one will be
will be
released
released.
tomorrow, which is be Wednesday,
Which will be
and then we'll be
Wednesday.
back on time
for the next week.
our
Then it'll be
Tuesday
Tuesdays
release.
again. Yes.
So thank you guys.
Thank you for staying with us and being
We
good
love
girls.
you. Bye.
Bye bye.